Hello everyone. I'm glad to participate in our conference. I will present our research of our article, which is called Selection of the Artificial Neural Networks for Disease Prediction. So, you can see our team, which consists of senior lecturer Iryna Kyrychenko, software engineering professor Oleksii Nazarov, and two graduates of higher education, Nural and Oleksii Avdeev. Go to the agenda. We will start from introduction section, consider the aim, methods and materials, experiment, advantages and drawbacks, and we will conclude everything which we got. And now I can begin. Nowadays, it is quite challenging to process a large amount of medicine information for doctors during making decision how it is better to treat a patient. Apart from that, some difficulties and misunderstandings can arise while they try to diagnose his state when it can be injured by a variety of illnesses. And it is worth remembering that specific cases can appear too, which requires other approaches. So our research aim became investigation existing neural networks and selection suitable one from them which must meet the following requirements. It should have high accuracy, should be trained quickly, and not take up a lot of memory. When we talk about selection neural networks, it means that we will consider their pros and cons. In this case, we will solve the multi-criteria task. In other words, we investigated alternative models and their characteristics in order to choose the best one. Such kinds of tasks are solved by two ways. The first one reduces the number of evaluation criteria and ranks their values. And the second option excludes bad variants before starting an algorithm. We decided that it is better to consider all available neural networks, so we choose the first approach. The least methods of the first variant includes such ways as convolution method, limit criterion method, distance method, main criterion method. The convolution method means that all criteria of alternatives become one common one. The most commonly used are additive, multiplicative, and maximum convolution. The distance method uses an additional metric, which is called distance. The main criterion method replaces the one criterion method in a multi-criterion problem, but with restrictions. We selected one of the convolution methods because it is difficult to find the thresholds of the criterion. We choose the additive one because the multiplicative one requires normalization of values from 0 to 1, in which case we will have 0 at 0, despite other priorities of the criterion. You can see the alternative value is calculated by the first formula, in which K function is a general criterion for the alternative x. N is a number of initial criteria, and A is normalizing factor. And the best option is calculated by means of the second formula, where V finds the maximum value. During our experiment, we investigated the most popular and widely used artificial neural networks. There are coherent neural network, multi-layer perceptron, hybrid neural network, networks of adaptive resonance theory, and fuzzy-art. This table shows neural networks indicators such as learning speed, accuracy, memory capacity, training type, and functions which they are responsible for. After the experiment had been held, we got the following results, which we can see on the diagram. It indicates that multi-layer perceptron has the highest value, and fuzzy-art took the second place. Multi-layer perceptron accuracy is about 98%. It takes up not a lot of memory. Its learning speed indicator can show us that it is taught quickly, and we should know that this neural network is taught with the teaching. But it is not an issue. It means that it requires additional information. And let's consider the multi-layer perceptron separately. It is capable of finding dependencies in complex tasks, and regardless of the information is sufficient or not. But we should know that doctors should not rely on this neural network totally. And statistics are better than these neural networks. To conclude, I would like to emphasize that we investigated neural networks, determined experiment method, selected multi-layer perceptron for prediction diseases, and considered pros and cons. So, thank you for your attention.